Robinhood. It's the platform that single-handedly disrupted the industry and is now the reason that commission-free trading became the industry standard. Now, that being said, this app is probably the reason that your coworkers, neighbors, family, and even friends are now investing or trading stocks, whatever that case may be. But Robinhood does not come without its own problems. Whether those problems translate into users losing money or more serious problems like we just saw, which potentially contributed to a young man taking his own life, Robinhood has most certainly been getting a lot of negative attention lately. In this video, I'm going to break it down and tell you exactly what you need to be looking out for if you decide to use Robinhood as your broker. And if you're one of the ones that has made the decision to find a new trading platform but just doesn't know where to go, by the end of this video, you will have several alternatives to choose from. And we're going to be starting right now. What is going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If this is your first time here and you want to learn about investing and trading in the stock market, make sure you start now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss a thing. I'll see you guys in the video. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a very interesting topic. We're going to be discussing Robinhood. So, what exactly is Robinhood? Well, Robinhood is a free trading app that lets investors trade stocks, options, exchange traded funds, which you may know those better as ETFs, also cryptocurrency, and all that without paying commissions or fees. In fact, Robinhood is the platform responsible for commission-free trading. In response, other platforms had to do the same thing in order to compete and ultimately survive. So, why do so many people still run to Robinhood as a trading platform? The app stands out the most for offering a streamlined trading platform and free cryptocurrency trading. There are no account minimums, and you even get a free stock for signing up. In addition to that, you also get a free stock for referrals. What that means is that if you send your affiliate link to one of your buddies, family members, whoever the case, whatever the case may be, when they sign up, you get a free stock. And that's it's got a limit of $500 per year, or the value of the stocks is limited to $500 per year. So I would imagine that this brings in a lot of new people that want to get into trading and investing. So another big reason is that Robinhood offers both an online platform and a mobile platform through their mobile app. Now, both of these are bare bone platforms, and that's done on purpose. What I mean by bare bones is, simply put, simple, okay? Simplicity, easy to use, and an intuitive design. Everything is very straightforward and extremely easy to use and, for the most part, understand. When you compare this to your traditional platforms, which have complex charting, all these different indicators and different tools, most new traders or investors are going to be intimidated by that, which is why I'm assuming everybody flocks to Robinhood. Okay, but that being said, now the same reason that people use it and flock to it is the same reason that it's not going to be ideal for everybody, and is another major reason why a lot of your seasoned investors and traders will not even touch the platform. So I'm going to very briefly touch on what we will be discussing in this video today. We're going to start off with the most recent problems, okay? The platform is still new and full of glitches. And one of these that we've seen just recently, which is why Robinhood is currently, making headlines and all over the news, is that they've had a glitch where users get an unlimited amount of margin, all right? And this is what contributed to the suicide of a young man, a 20-year-old student who thought that his balance was a negative $730,000 on Robinhood. And apparently he tried to reach out to customer service, but as we all know, Robinhood is not known for their customer service. There is no 800 number you can call. All you can do is reach out through the app or through email, and who knows how long it'll take them to respond back. Now, Robinhood does advertise itself as a commission-free broker, and they claim that, using their platform will save you money. But does it really, though? It actually depends on how you use Robinhood, okay? Are you an investor? Are you investing long term? Or are you a swing trader? Are you a day trader? What are you doing on Robinhood? Because that should be the first thing that you need to figure out. And based on that, you will know whether or not Robinhood is the platform for you. Because depending on what you're doing, you may actually be losing a lot of money instead of saving any money at all. Another issue that a lot of users have been complaining about, and I'm sure if you've used Robinhood, you've experienced this. It actually started, the first known case that I am aware of started on leap year because they weren't prepared for it, or their system wasn't prepared for it. And they pretty much had a system shutdown. So while there's all these people holding positions that were time sensitive, for example, options, they had options positions open that needed to be closed. And, those of you that trade options or have ever traded options know that time is of the essence. And every day you're losing more and more money. And even, by the minute or in the blink of an eye, you could lose, a significant amount of money trading options. So when you're ready to sell those options, it's crucial that you're able to, get rid of them. Well, during these system shutdowns, you're not able to do so. You're not able to open or close positions, which, can be very problematic. What's worse is that, to my knowledge, Robinhood hasn't really done anything about reimbursing people or, making it right, so to speak, for these people that lost a significant amount of money holding positions that they were needing to get rid of when the platform had shut down. And, had it only happened one time, it would be understandable, but usually when it happens, it'll happen several days in a row, or at least, 2 to 3 days in a row, where the system is down for either the entire trading day or a large part of that day or several hours. It really just depends on individual users, as sometimes we've seen that some users do have access while others do not. But for the majority of users, I'm seeing complaints on those specific days where they aren't able to open or close any positions. So if you're someone that trades options or trades stocks, but isn't a long-term investor, isn't using Robinhood in the sense of, purchasing your stocks to hold long-term, chances are you've probably been affected by one of these shutdowns, or you will in the very near future. Now, in addition to leap year, which is when I think started it all, we've seen several shutdowns afterwards, and that's been during like significant events where there's a lot of volume rushing into the platform. So be aware that, you know, any significant event where you would actually want to be trading or purchasing, selling, whatever the case may be, you may not get to do so. So at the very least, if you're going to stick with Robinhood, or at least keep some type of positions open in Robinhood, I would make sure that you have more than just Robinhood to fall back on for those days where things like this happen. Additionally, Robinhood has some platform level limitations and restrictions that they place on you, which can keep you from being able to open positions on certain days, or even to close certain positions. Now, if you've ever traded options before, or if you've been involved in trading certain option strategies, you know that there are times where you will want options to expire worthless. However, Robinhood tends to try to close your position for you on expiration day, which means that they'll either try to sell that position, or they're going to try to exercise the position if you're eligible, I guess. So what you can do to cover yourself in those situations is go ahead and send an email to support and let them know to never exercise or close your positions without your approval. Just tell them that you do not want them to take any action on anything in your account, and that's not a guarantee that they won't, but at least you'll have something to throw back in their face if that does happen to you. Now, a lot of these restrictions and rules that Robinhood does have in place, they're doing so by claiming that it makes Robinhood a safer platform for new investors and traders, and that in fact these limitations are actually safety mechanisms put in place by Robinhood in order to protect those that are still learning. And another one that I can think of off the top of my head would be that you're not able to buy new contracts on expiration day. This also has to do with options. And you're also not able to really buy any contracts that are expiring, which can leave a lot of money on the table for those of you that are familiar with strategies for trading options on expiration day. Essentially, if you're not familiar with it, essentially all the extrinsic value is now gone from that option, meaning that you can buy options without paying all of that premium, which means that you can now spend a lot less and have the potential to still earn a nice profit. Unfortunately, Robinhood does not care. They're going to restrict you from being able to buy as well as sell any new positions on the expiration day for whatever option you're wanting to trade. Now, being a buyer of options contracts on expiration day can be pretty risky. However, being a seller of options contracts on expiration day, for the most part, if you know what you're doing, is could be very profitable. So that kind of gets on my nerves and irritates me a little bit about Robinhood. You know, you would think that you could bring your signed permission slip from your parents and they'd allow it. But unfortunately for me, and you too, if this is what your major plan was, Robinhood doesn't care about what your parents say because they want to be your parents. So let's move on and now talk about Robinhood Crypto, okay? Now, Robinhood Crypto defeats the purpose for even using crypto. Okay, it's not transferable. You can't transfer your coins into Robinhood. You can't transfer out. You don't actually even own Bitcoin or whatever alt currency that you're purchasing on Robinhood. Um, you'll never be able to take it outside of Robinhood, which is not good. You don't get a Bitcoin wallet or any kind of wallet to put any of your cryptocurrency into. You may as well, like, if you're going to get into crypto, unless you're just, buying it on Robinhood to maybe sell it in a short time frame, I wouldn't be purchasing it through Robinhood. If you're wanting Bitcoin for the reason that it was actually designed for, then Robinhood is not the place to go because you're not going to get any of that there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I think this is going to bring us to my conclusion. Then I'm going to give you some alternative platforms that you can use, and that's going to wrap it up for us. So, who should be using Robinhood? In my opinion, anyone that is a long-term investor. If you're a day trader or trying to day trade, it's not even reasonable to use Robinhood because, for one, your order is not going to be able to execute fast enough, and it's going to only be routed through one place. You're also going to notice that with the bid-ask spread, it'll make it a lot harder to day trade than your traditional broker. At Robinhood, you've got to purchase above the bid and sell below the ask, meaning you're spending more to buy and taking or making less money to sell. And most importantly, like I said at the very beginning of this video, the platforms are literally bare bones. And that's what makes it simple and attracts people, but at the same time, that's what makes it an unappealing platform for those who want to day trade, as the charting and the charting tools are almost like non-existent. I mean, you cannot use Robinhood charts to trade. All they have is basically a daily chart and up, and that's about it. If you're a swing trader, I would say, you're okay doing that, but just keep in mind, if one of those system shutdowns happens while you're trying to sell, you're going to be, SOL. So that's the only issue to look out for. I also would not recommend trading options on Robinhood. You should really go to a platform that's more, custom tailored for trading options. One big reason you don't want to use Robinhood for options trading is that they have been known to shut down pretty frequently here lately. Anytime there's a big event where a lot of volume comes in, and that's not the time that you're going to want to be limited on, well, not even limited, restricted from being able to close a position or even open one. And then again, Robinhood is not a self-clearing company, so they use a third-party clearinghouse to fill your order, but they also sell your orders for literally,
pennies or fractions of a penny, which means that no, they're not charging you a fee, but they're still making a lot of money off of you. And in return, you get filled for a higher or at a higher price and much more slowly.
So what you need to do is use a completely different broker. Um, with Robinhood, long-term investors, I would say you guys will have no problems at all. But anybody even that may be swing trading, if there's a shutdown. So pretty much my conclusion here is that only use Robinhood as a long-term investor, and it would be acceptable to use it as a swing trader as long as you are being careful. And I guess it's okay to use Robinhood for options. I mean, maybe they're not like my last choice on the list, but I prefer, not to. I would avoid doing so if you can. Um, don't purchase crypto on Robinhood unless you are aware that you're not going to be able to take it with you when you leave. And you will not be able to send it to anybody or use it in the way that crypto was intended to be used. Another thing to consider is that after these recent events with the suicide of the young man that was shown the negative $730,000 balance in his account, Robinhood's probably going to respond by trying to limit your account, place further restrictions on users, which means that you'll be able to do even less than you're already able to do. And for me, that's kind of like a no-go. I mean, I may keep a Robinhood account around just, for the sake of having one and maybe having some long-term stocks in there, but it won't be for anything other than that, and I will not keep any significant amount of money in there. So as far as alternative platforms go, if you're looking for something that's similar to Robinhood, what you can do is get something like Webull, and I'm sure most of you have already heard about Webull. It's very popular. They have advanced charting, in my opinion. I mean, I really like all the tools that the platform offers. They also will give you free stocks just for signing up, free stocks for referrals, kind of same thing that Robinhood does, except much better. And they offer promotions all the time. Check out all the links in the description. And if you don't already have a Webull account, you can use my link. We'll both get free shares of stock. Other than Webull, and I'll have several different platforms down there. If you're trading options, consider using Tastyworks. Tastyworks does charge $1 for commissions. That's the only $1 per trade both ways. It does kind of suck, but the tools on that platform are advanced. They're meant for trading options, but you can also use the platform in order to buy shares of stock. If you go and play around with it, I think you're really going to like the platform and just all the tools that it puts at your disposal. Okay. For trading options, it is really one of my favorite ones. Everything's kind of simple to see, and
it shows you a lot of information, gives you the probabilities of the trade. I mean, go check it out. If you guys need a tutorial on how to use it, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see if we can make that happen. If you want one of the more, I guess, advanced traditional platforms that's been around for a while, you can try TD Ameritrade. A lot of people do use that one for trading options, and that's also one you can use for day trading. So you'll notice that in the links in the description, there's no link for TD Ameritrade or Tastyworks, but you guys can just Google those and they'll come right up. Also, there's additional platforms on my list that I didn't talk about. Those are all pretty much very similar to how Robinhood would work, except you're going to see more features with those. So I would even suggest, getting multiple brokers. You don't even have to put much money in there, but just kind of play around with them and see what platform works best for you. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I think this about covers everything we needed to cover today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. Also, if you found this information useful, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, as it helps to grow and promote the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that, because I'll be bringing new videos to you guys nearly every day. Most of the time I do bring new videos every day. We've got a very active community here. If you'll check out the comments, you'll see that, they're popping. People are always in there asking questions or sharing information that they have. So it's a great community, great learning environment, and anyone that doesn't subscribe is crazy because of all the stuff you can learn here. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. If you'll take a look at your screen, you should be seeing some videos popping up. Those are other videos that are recommended by YouTube from this channel. Make sure you check those out if you hadn't seen them already. And as always, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys very soon.